أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. We continue Surah Al-Imran and we stopped at verse 178. Inshallah today we start 179. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his companions and everyone after the status of the shuhada, that they are alive with Allah Azza wa Jal, special type of life only for those who die fi sabilillah. They lose their life fighting in the path of Allah, and what would be more valuable than one's own life to give it? We all love to live, so when somebody loves to die for the sake of Allah and for the deen of Allah to live, that's a higher cause. So that person cannot be like any other person. So Allah showed that status. And then Allah Azza wa Jal showed us how the defeat turns to become victory when a person is with Allah. Sahaba repented to Allah Azza wa Jal, and then they proved their loyalty to Allah and His Rasul by agreeing to meet with the mushrikeen again, and the mushrikeen did not show up. So Allah Azza wa Jal says to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to the Sahaba that Shaitan is trying to put fear inside of your heart from his people. إنما ذلكم الشيطان يخوف أولياءه، يعني يخوفكم بأوليائه، يخوفكم من أوليائه. He is scaring you, putting fear in your heart from his friends. And that's what happens right now everywhere. Always a Muslim is afraid of the people of Shaitan. So who does that? Shaitan himself. Sometimes these people are not intending to scare you, but Shaitan will scare you. You're a Muslim, there are people who are there, they're going to do this to you, they're going to do that to you. So what you should say, Hasbunallahu, here you go. You, a sister wearing hijab, whenever you are leaving your home, you said, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Believing that this is your protection. Right? Yes, you hear about a sister, her hijab is pulled away. You hear about a Muslim brother who was shot in New York. You hear about all of these things. Exactly. That can be you and me and my wife and your daughter. Can be. But there is also another possibility that it will never happen to you. Yeah? So there is possibility this, there is possibility that. Yani one incident happened for 5 million people. One incident happens every year. Right? That means that one person can be any one of the 5 million. Yeah, big possibility that anyone can be that one, because this is one, right? So don't belittle it, but don't exaggerate it either. I can live all my life and nothing happens. I can live all my life here as a Muslim, and I go with my thawb and my wife with her hijab or niqab or whatever, and nobody even look at us. That's a great possibility. It's a big possibility too. Like there is a big possibility, a small possibility that it can happen to any one of us, but a big possibility that it will not happen to most of us. Mm-hmm. But Shaitan makes us understand it in that way. That's what I'm trying to prove here. I told you before, all our classes, we relate to our life. Quran has to be with us. إنما ذلكم الشيطان يخوف أولياءه. Shaitan is trying to scare Rasulullah, trying to scare the Sahaba from the mushrikeen of Quraysh. Hey, they're going to come to you, they're going to kill you this time. Now they are ready, they are better than ever. Now they are stronger, now the government is this side, now this guy is this. Now يخوف أولياءه. Right? فلا تخافوهم وخافوني إن كنتم مؤمنين. So don't be afraid of them, be afraid of me if you are truly believers. So you are afraid of Allah, nobody can put fear. Yes, you take the means, you protect yourself, you make sure you are safe, right? But don't put too much in the issue of risk. balance it with safety as well. Yeah, anybody can happen in anything. Every time I board the plane, it can be any of the plane that had a plane crash. That plane can be any plane. That plane who crashed, that plane which crashed, everybody was taking it normal, right?
Yeah.
Until it crashed.
Yes.
Then we have the fear that everyone can get crashed. Of course, everyone can get crashed before the crash, while the crash, after the crash, as long as there is a plane flying.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But we always put the negative, put the risk, the scary aspect. But most of the time, the possibility of my flight is safe most of the time is bigger than that my flight would be crashing. But we take the possibility of crashing. Right? Exactly. So the car, you drive the car, every single time you put that key in the engine and you move out, just the minute that you put in the gear, there is an accident. That's why you might hit the mailbox, you might hit a train. It doesn't matter, like what you're going to do. But the possibility of accident is always there. Even if you are not moving with your car. Is there a possibility that a tree can fall in the car or not?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a possibility that another person's mistake can kill you or not?
Yes.
Okay. So once you reach to the degree of believing in Allah, fear only from Allah, going according to the way of Allah, natural human fear you are not blamed about. Nobody can blame you that you are afraid. Nobody can blame you. Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salam said, وَأَخَافُ أَنْ يَأْكُلَهُ الذِّئْبُ. I'm afraid that, isn't he a prophet? He knows that qadr of Allah will happen. His son with him can die. His son can go out, will not die, but he's as a father. But he knows possibility is there everywhere. Okay? So I know that I will die, but doesn't mean that I just drive haphazardly. No, I'll follow the rules. But even with that can have without. And can be some people drive recklessly and no accident.
Yeah.
For all their life they drive, the people smoking and they play sports. Okay? And some people smoke and don't smoke and they die because of second-hand smoke, they get cancer.
Yes.
So you cannot say that, everyone should smoke because no problem. You cannot say that. You can say no, majority of those who smoke have problem. But you have to believe that if there is lung cancer can come, if Allah write lung cancer for me, it will come even if I don't smoke.
Yes.
So I cannot blame it on smoking only, and I cannot continue smoking because it is okay. You see the balance? So don't listen to shaitan's way of presenting something to you so you forget the qadr of Allah and you forget the means. No. Allah's qadr, victory or defeat will happen. But you should take the means and do as much as you can, but never depend on the means. So no, this is the tafsir of that ayah. فَلَا تَخَافُوا مَخَافُونِ يُنْكُتُونَ. And don't be sad for those who running to the kufr and the kuffar. They will not harm Allah anything. Allah Azza Jal does not want them to have any good in this dunya or akhirah. Those who sold iman and purchased kufr, they will not harm Allah Azza Jal. They will have a severe punishment. And this ayah here of 178, I told you also this is a beautiful ayah for anybody who say why we are tested, why we have suffering financially, socially, everything, while the other people they have all of they don't do, but they have it all. Number one, who told you that success is having it all? Number two, who told you that having it all means it is a good thing? It's a good thing. It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily. It's enough that the person who have all this money, those who are benefiting from it is more than him. Right? How? Just as I told you, it's all about the frame of mind. All of it about frame of mind. So someone, you look, let's go take like a field trip, and we go to, let's say, Carlton Woods. Carlton Woods in the woodlands. gated community that as if you are in a different country, yani, right? So you go there and say, wow, look at these palaces over here, or go to Memorial, or go some places like that, like a mansion. You know, car garage, 13 cars, not 2, 4, 30 feet. There are 13, 15 car garage here. And then, you know, you find in front of the 5, 6 cars here, 5, 6 cars there, and the palace mansion. And you said, wow. Why? You're surprised. Why?
Because we don't have it.
No. Because you feel you're comparing that to you, imagining yourself there. So you are saying all of this is like a family living there. But your family is a standard, point of reference. Your family is what? Point of reference. Now here is a backyard. I have 5 kids, and this is what they do. Now I'm imagining myself in this backyard, right? But I'm forgetting one little detail here, that they are also looking at me in a different way, right? Something they're missing. Now, who is enjoying all this palace? The servants.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
The best guy in the whole palace is the butler.
Yeah.
He's the boss. He's the top. He knows everything. Why? You know why? Not only materially, not only money-wise. No, position-wise, authority-wise. You know, what makes you in control of a place that you are in? When you know everything about it. When you know how to get what and where to put what. Now, if someone else has to help you with that, means you are number 2. You are not number 1. Yes, you can give the orders what you like. Okay? It's like husband and wife, you know. Sometimes the husband feels that he's in control, but the big boss is the woman, you know. You know, she makes him feel like that. But it's always like this. If you are the one who is directing the ship, it doesn't matter who's holding the wheels. Trust me. Does not matter. The president, he's the mouthpiece. He's just the one for the media. But who's running the affairs? That is the one. You might not even know. Right? So this palace, all this palace, big palace, the poor guy, he had a king size, double king size. Let's say double king size. But at the end of the day, he only sleeps in his part. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing. And he wakes up in that. And then, you know, he eats same plate. He will not eat. What is he going to eat? Right? But the guys who are cooking the food and they have control of everything, they take home for their kids, and, you know, the clothes, they take the clothes for it. And these guys are not enjoying because he's working and he's managing and he have to pay salaries and have to do that. So basically all of those are the ones who are enjoying all of this.
That's right. That's right.
You see? Because they are depending. If I have to live in that big mansion and there are 15, 20 people helping me to live there, means I am nobody. I cannot survive on my own. Let them take a vacation, all of them, for a week.
Oh, yeah. Hell broke loose. Yes.
But I'm just telling you, wallahi, think about it like that. Let these people take a vacation for a week. Let's see how this beautiful billionaire can survive. Who's going to drive his car? Who's going to put the gas? Who's going to clean the bathroom? Who's going to change the towels? Who's going to put the food? Who's going to do everything, basically? He is the weakest human being ever. These guys, they're very strong human beings because they go, they feed their family, and they live in a palace. Right? Because they live all day in the palace, and then they go have the warmth of their family at night. So they have it both ways. Think. Yeah, so if we really think like this in a different frame of mind, then we become content of what Allah gave us. I say, who's better, the doctor or the patient? Who's the boss? The patient. The patient. Let people exercise and follow the doctor's orders for 1 month. They will all have bankruptcy, file bankruptcy. Just telling you, like, you know, I'm sorry, I know my doctor friends, if they listen to this, they might be offended or whatever, but your job is like any other job. It has good and bad, and it has people who do wrong things and all of that. So it's not the job that it was before. Hakim job. They used to call the doctor the Hakim. A man who cares, a person who have Quran and the Sunnah, and they're lovely and all of that. I'm not saying that they're bad now, astaghfirullah, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that the world and its money and I want that income and the claims and the insurance and the fear of liability and the fear of lawsuits and all of that, fear of all of this created another person. The patient became not a patient and the doctor is not a doctor anymore. It's business deal. So the patient, if the patient is not there, all these hospitals will not make the millions that they make. So basically they're supposed to be very lenient and they're supposed to be like servants for the patients. Don't come like, I'm the doctor, or like in your arrogance. No, you should come as my servant, man. When you enter the room, you are my servant. I'm not saying it in a humiliating way. Wallahi, I'm not saying it because a patient person is already in pain. He is not in any state to be arrogant. Right? So at least understand that, but don't come as the doctor who is putting his... No, I'm sorry, without the sickness of this guy, you would not live in your palace. I'm sorry, This is the guy who gave you hundreds of thousands of dollars because of that brain surgery, because of that heart surgery, all this hospital and all the employees in it, because that patient when he enters, supposed to be treated like a king. Okay? So it is like that. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. So it is the frame of mind, as I said. So don't think those who have all of this, they have it as good. They are not. They are not. As I said, subhanallah, Allah Azza wa Jal make them the servant of 15, 20 families. It's not 15, 20 families serving them. He's serving them. He is going early morning, waking up 4 o'clock in the morning. All these billionaires, they wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, by the way. Yeah. They are reading, they are going meetings, they have high blood pressure and diabetes and all of that. Why? So they can pay these guys to live in their palace. Ya salam, wallahi. Subhanallah, when I look at it, I laugh sometimes. You are working hard to be a millionaire, so you can pay these poor guys to stay with you at your home because you cannot stay alone. And they have their happiness their way, right? They will leave, they will take food from you, they will take the clothes that you don't want it anymore, they will take the shoes, they will take everything, and they go to their small house and the kids are happy and living a very good life, right? While you don't have that, because everyone wants the Lamborghini and the other one wants the Lexus and this one wants this and the girl wants to fly or whatever, right? And you don't have that kind of family, but you are paying someone to have a good family and live in your palace. MashaAllah. So don't think it is good. You're only making yourself the point of reference. Make them the point of reference for you. Okay? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. My kids are healthy. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. They pray. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. My spouse is good to me. That's worth billions. Actually, there is no price tag on it. There is no price tag on it. That the house, there is no bad word mentioned in it or something like that. That you have your kids, even they are married, they come visit you. So these are ni'am from Allah. These are priceless bounties. But the problem is, we make ourselves the point of reference of what we're missing to judge. This is what I want. Okay? But we're not saying, what do I have that they don't? What do I have that they don't? Why this guy wants the Sheikh to go and talk to him for 15, 20 minutes. And he will do anything. He will build you a masjid if you want. Yeah, there are some people like that. I'll build a masjid for you. What do you want? Tell me what are your debts, I'll pay. No, thank you, I don't want. And that actually is you becoming richer than that person. Like if he says, how can I help you today? Many sheikhs will hear this, right? So how can I help you today, Sheikh? Thank you so much for helping me or making dua for me. What do you want so I can get it done for you? No, I don't want anything. Assalamu alaikum. You just donate to the masjid. That's it. So you walk out richer than that person. You have all this money, but I'm not in need of it. I have the knowledge, but you are not in need of it. You see, so who's needing who is what makes you rich or poor. So be pious, be righteous, fear Allah, be a believer, help others spiritually, you are richer than everybody else. All this money and things does not mean anything. And the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, your money is what you spend. Your money is not what you have. And as I mentioned before, I mentioned in khutbah, this watch, this clothes, this iPad, this house, this place, they are not mine. I'm just a trustee, keeping it for someone else. But if it is spent for Allah Azza wa Jal, that's mine. That's mine. You know, the gas I put in the car to come here, that's mine now because it's burned already for a cause. So now that is mine, has my name in it. Good or bad, right? I spent $10 in good or $10 in bad. This is mine now. Has my name on it because it is done. It's out. But whatever I have now is not mine. Anything can happen. The money in the bank, the money at the home, the gold under the mattress, it doesn't matter, right? So all of this is not yours. It's not yours. You are keeping it for someone else. Tomorrow or after 10 years or 50 years, it's not yours. It is yours when? When it's out. When it's not with you anymore. Only the things that is not under your control is not you, is yours. Anything that you physically with you is not yours. Well, that's what Rasulullah said. Philosophy, right? This is what it is. And anything that is in your hand is not yours. When it's going to be yours? When it's out of your hand. So decide. You want to keep it or you want to keep it? Someone else will do it. But you will be accounted for it also. That's the whole idea. That's the catch. Whatever you keep is not yours, yet you'll be accounted. Why did not go out? You have to have a good reason. Right? Wallahi, ya Allah, I kept it for my children not to be poor. Good reason. That's good reason. But you have to be sure that you have the answer, right? Keeping the money is not haram. Spending the money is not obligation all the time, right? But you have to be ready to be accounted. Why you spend this and why you spend it in that position. Why you kept this and you did not spend it. If you have the good answer, you're good either way. I can be keeping money and I'm good. I can be spending money and I'm good. I can be keeping money and that's bad, or spending money and it is bad. So this is not good or bad in keeping it or spending it, not like that. Spending it when it needs to be spent, and spending what it needs to be spent, when it needs to be spent, how it needs to be spent. And I keep what I need to keep the way it's supposed to be kept for the reason it's. That's it. But you're good. Rasul said, to leave your children and your inheritors behind you rich is better than leaving them poor so they can go beg from people. But the catch was that is that you have to teach them how to manage that when you're gone. They have to know how to, so how do you know? If they keep their salah, if they read the Quran, if they are doing what you're doing, you instill in them the values that will help them spend the money. But without the values, they will spend the money and you will be accounted for it. It's a
I finish all the money.
best. That's why I don't like have savings. I don't have savings. Alas, alhamdulillah. Leave it kida for Allah Azza wa Jalla. If I have savings, then we have a problem, right? Then up first is not mine, but you teach people how to make money, and you teach people that the values are more important than the money. Values, values, to be trustworthy, to say the truth, to respect the elders, to be good in the community, to be beneficial wherever you go, to help others. Those are values. When someone have that values, believe me, he or she will know how to make money, how to spend money. Just put them anywhere, they will make money honorably, because they know that they are not supposed to be living as a liability on others. Okay, so they will go and find an honorable job. You will not find these guys with value homeless. You will not find them homeless. You will not find them homeless because they will choose the people that they associate with. When they get married, they will choose someone not to be abused by or abuse. They will choose. Because homelessness happens because many reasons also, right? There's many reasons. You'll find a way. You will find a way to be respected. Once you find respect, once you get respect from others, commanding respect from others, why you become homeless? People respect you, right? People like you. People respect you. People want to be around you, not because of the money. You cannot be homeless. You cannot beg. All right? So that's why be with Allah. Be with Allah, Allah will send His people around you. And check yourself. Not only doing the routines, check yourself. See what is missing. Be with Allah. Allah will send people on you. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. ما كان الله ليذر المؤمنين على ما أنتم عليه حتى يميز الخبيث من الطيب. الله أكبر. ما كان الله ليذر المؤمنين على ما أنتم عليه حتى يميز الخبيث من الطيب. Allah Azza wa Jal Allah Azza wa Jal saying, like Surah Al-Ankabut, ألف لام ميم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Allah Azza wa Jal says, do the believers think that they become just by saying we are believers, you will not be tested? You got to be tested. You're going to be tested. Subhanallah. Allah will not leave the believers without testing them, so it becomes clear who's pure and who's impure. Khabith, khabath, impure. Tayyib is pure, right? Like Allah Azza wa Jalla said, الطيبات للطيبين والطيبون للطيبات. The pure men for pure women and pure women for pure men. خبيثات للخبيثين والخبيثون للخبيثات. Like that. So Allah Azza wa Jalla here saying that the day of Uhud, day of Badr, they win victory, right? So do you think that this will continue? No, Allah Azza wa Jalla wants to see who's munafiq, who's not, to show everybody, right? So that's what happened in the battle of Uhud. حتى يميز الخبيث منافق يعني hypocrite من الطيب means the true believer. So Allah will not show you the unseen also. Yani Allah did not show them what is going to happen. So Allah Azza wa Jal tests and choose from His messenger whom He wants. Yani Allah did not give Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam the details what's going to happen in Uhud. He saw a dream. He said, I think there is a massacre or people will be killed and all of that. But he did not know the details that's going to happen. He's going to be injured and they will lose the battle. He did not know that. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُطْلِعَكُمْ عَلَى الْغَيْبِ. Allah will not show you the future. Sometimes we think that knowing the future will be a blessing. It's not. It's not. You don't know. Are you sure? If you know, and I know, and she knows, and he knows, it's gonna lead to depression. Because the ghaib, for me, I know it involves other people, right? So what is good for me can be bad for others, what's bad for them can be good for me. Yes. So then we'll not love each other, we will not marry, we will not have children, we will not do anything. Because if you know that this person is going to give you this hard time, I don't want to be with that person. But the hard time has to come like that, and you have to come over it like this, and you don't know whether it's going to continue or not continue. So if somebody comes and says, okay, you're going to get married, but you're going to get divorced after 10 years, and this is how it's going to happen. I don't want it. Right? So the whole idea is covering the unseen is the rahmah for us. So we can live. We can have a goal to pursue. We can have hope. Because if without future being unknown, there will be no such a thing called hope. There will be no such a thing like trying and making mistake and trying again. There is no such thing. That's why hikmah of Allah to cover al-ghayb from us. وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُطْلِعَكُمْ عَلَى الْغَيْبِ. But Allah Azza wa Jal gives some ghayb to His prophets. Right? ولكن الله يجتبي من رسله من يشاء. And He shows them. Like Allah Azza wa Jal said at the end of Surah Al-Jinn. Surah Al-Jinn is Surah 72. The end of it, to 26 and 27, Allah Azza wa Jal said, عالم الغيب. He is the one who knows the unseen. لا يظهر على غيبه أحدا إلا من ارتضى من رسول. except whomever he is pleased with as a messenger of Allah, then he can show them some of the ghaib, not ghaib mutlaq, not everything, you know. لكم على الغيب. That's why Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he knew some of the people that have munafiqeen and nifaq, hypocrisy. Nobody can know it on their own. You cannot know that the person, what is the person's heart on your own. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had that, knew some munafiqeen by name that others didn't know. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam knew some, and many he did not know. Okay, وآخرون لا تعلمهم نحن نعلمهم. يعني Allah said, you don't know them, we know them. So Allah gives the means to people. Some will figure out because they are intelligent and smart. Some will not figure out. Some will only figure out because Allah revealed ghaib to them, and different various ways. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said there will be a test all the time to distinguish the pure from the impure. Subhanallah, Allah will not show the unseen to anybody except messengers. He show them whatever He wills, subhanahu wa ta'ala. The end result after all of this, فَآمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ. You have to believe in Allah and His messengers. فَآمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ. Why? Because the messengers of Allah will not tell us except what Allah told them to tell us. They will not hide from us. They are trustworthy. They cannot hide. وَإِن تُؤْمِنُوا وَتَتَّقُوا. If you believe and you have taqwa, doing Allah's order and avoiding Allah's prohibitions, فَلَكُمْ أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. You have the best or the greatest of rewards. So if you believe in what Allah gave you, from the unseen and all of that, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, you believe in Jannah, in hellfire, in Adhab al-Qabr, and you believe in all of these things. وَتَتَّقُوا, doing the orders and avoiding the prohibitions, you will have a great reward. Nobody can measure it. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَلَكُمْ أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. How azim, how big, how great? Allah left it open-ended. أَجْرٌ عَظِيمٌ. Now comes another change of a concept, another concept change, another frame of mind. ولا يحسبن الذين يبخلون بما آتاهم الله من فضله هو خير لهم بل هو شر لهم. So those who are بخيل يعني miser. بخيل who wants to get but he doesn't want to give. Giving is a problem. Like, you know, they say in the joke that there was a miser person drowning in the lake. And then somebody said, give me your hand. And he doesn't want to give his hand. So a person come and said, take my hand. He said, yes, I'll take your hand. So he can take people's hand, but he doesn't want to give. The word give itself is like, you know, allergy. Yeah. Yeah. There is one district, one village in Egypt. The people, they used to always taunt them for their miserliness. You know, some people, they're known for their generosity. Some people also known for their bakhil, right? So they are very famous with date palm trees. This village, very famous with date palm trees. So when a guest comes to them, they take them to the orchard, like the date palm tree garden, and he sits under the date palm tree. So taban, the ripe date, they fall. The ripe date, they fall. The guy is hungry, the poor guy is hungry. So what he's gonna do? What is he gonna do? Keep taking and eating, right? They will take him home for the meat and the rice, but after a sign that happens, you know. Once he start cleaning the date, that means he's full now. Right? So when you're hungry, you take, you know, the date. Once he start looking at the date and wiping it and cleaning it, and he wants to wash it before he eat, khalas, means he's done. Let's bring him to the food now. To the main course, means he's done. What he's going to eat, he wants to eat little bit. So they make a big walima for themselves, right? But the poor guy is, okay, and he eats a little bit and done. So they said, you know, bring him home when he wipes. They say that. So that's why always it became a proverb in Egypt, yani, right? In the area around this village, and people use it like in different levels. Different levels. If somebody really you don't want them to do something, you give them something little until you exhaust their effort. Then give them the assignment, they'll not be able to do it. Then they fail, right? So it's a very bad thing. So that's bakhil, right? So bakhil, he wants to get, but he does not want to give. And one narration says from Sayyidina Ali, Allah knows the authenticity, but it's a good statement. المعنى صحيح, the meaning is good. He says عجبت للبخيل, I'm wondering about the affairs of the miser person. يأتيه الفقر الذي منه هرب ويهرب منه الغنى الذي إياه طلب. He says that I'm wondering about him. He gets the poverty which he is running away from, and the wealth which he is running after runs away from him. يعيش في الدنيا عيشة الفقراء ويحاسب في الآخرة حساب الأغنياء. He will live the life of a poor person in this dunya, but he will be accounted as a rich man in Yawm al-Qiyam. This is what the bakhil is, right? He holds the thing, keep holding it, does not want to give his children, does not want to give his wife, does not want to give anybody, and he keep hoarding the money and the money and the money and the money. Well, he will live like a poor person. He does not want to have better clothes. He does not. Bukhl is levels, right? Some people they are bakhil on others, but they are generous with themselves, right? Some people they are like bakhil on their family, but they are generous with themselves. Someone is like generous with himself and family, but bakhil with everybody else. It's circles, right? So someone, as long as it is me or those who are around me, I'm fine. This is lesser. But sometimes a person is bakhil, period. Means he himself does not want to eat, better because it's going to cost more. It's like the guy who he barbecued a chicken, and then he hang it in the ceiling with a wire, and he closed the door, right? And then he give his children. He said, "Baba, when is the barbecue chicken?" He said, "This is not for you to eat." He said, "So why you barbecue?" He said, "Yeah, each one has a bread, and try to smell and eat. You smell and eat." And if you really want to look at from the keyhole on the chicken, So it's like, so it can stay longer this way, Before it goes bad, then we can eat it. But The other guy is like have the kebab house, right? Kebab house, and it's expensive. So this guy goes and he buys the bread from the bakery, and he stands there, and the smoke is coming at him. And he's eating and dreaming and all of that. So the guy comes to him and he said, "Pay me." He said, "Why?" He said, "Because if it's not the smoke coming from my meat, you would not enjoy your meal." He said, "Ya akhi, I did not eat anything from you." He said, "No, you have to pay me. You have to pay me." He said, "How much I owe you?" He told him like, coin, small coin. He said, "Okay." He got the coin and he threw it in the ground. He told them, "Did you hear the sound?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, you got paid." So, when a person is miser, he's miser and this one is miser, so both work, right? Yeah. You cannot play around, okay? So I ate on the smell and you get paid by the sound, right? Yeah. So, subhanallah, this is on the light side. Now, on a serious note, the person who become miser from the path of Allah, don't think it is good for you by saving money. Now you have money. No, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, you will be strangled by it in Yawm al-Qiyamah. سَيُطَوَّقُونَ مَا بَخِلُوا بِي يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. That means that they will be strangled with it. Strangled with it, literally, or a snake will strangle them, as Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned. Important thing is that money, it's going to be the doom for you, not the benefit. Like a person, like he thought that it would be for their own benefit, but it becomes for their own demise. And those who are poor, but they are living the life of honor and the taqwa. They think it is less, but subhanallah, it gives them the best. So that is the changing of the reframing, as I was telling you, the changing of concepts. The harm of the miserliness, this bukhl in dunya, is that everybody hates them, especially those who are not benefiting while they can benefit. Their children, they know that their father or their mother is rich, but they are not giving them. They will hate them and they will wish for their death. The thieves want to steal from them, right? People want to take their money by any means because they are not generous. You know, sometimes generosity breaks the envy, breaks the grudge of people. Sometimes a person, when they are rich, they are giving people around them gifts and things like that. That breaks the barrier breaks that, jealousy and all of that. You feel that the person cares about you, so you are not looking on the bigger money that they have, even though they give small, little bit. But whoever takes does not look on that. So this is also harm. Also, it creates, when people don't give their zakah, they don't care about the community and all of that, then you will find the other extreme. The other extreme said rich people don't have right in the money, they're supposed to give all their wealth, and we're supposed to have communism and all of that. That's not right either. You cannot tell a rich person why you are rich. You are guilty because you are rich. You are doomed. You're supposed to be punished by losing all your money. Who said that? As I said, being rich is not something cool. It's not something nice. But it's Allah's way of giving these people. Allah's way giving health. Allah's way giving children. Allah's way giving education. Everybody is like different. So what is the harm in akhirah and in the deen? That Allah Azza wa Jal said, Allah Azza wa Jal said that they will be punished with it in the grave and in Yawm al-Qiyamah. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, as the hadith narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari, Man atahu Allahu malan, whoever Allah give money to, falam yuaddi zakatahu, did not give the zakah. So now you have to understand, being miser here, it doesn't mean that being frugal, like a person who is caring and saving and making college fund for the kids. This is not what we're talking about here. This is a person who's managing it right. But the bakhil is the one who is holding it, not spending even what he has to spend. That's the one. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whomever Allah gave money, فَلَمْ يُؤَدِّ زَكَاتَهُ, did not give zakah, مثل له شجاع أقرع له زبيبتان يطوقه يوم القيامة. شجاع أقرع, a big snake, horrible, terrible looking snake, يوم القيامة, he will take him from his mouth, and he will say, I am your money, I am your treasure, right? أنا مالك أنا كنزك. Then Rasulullah recited this ayah. There is another ayah in Surah At-Tawbah, الذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة, those who hoard gold and silver, ولا ينفقونها في سبيل الله, they don't spend it for the sake of Allah. الذين يكنزون الذهب والفضة ولا ينفقونها فبشرهم بعذاب أليم, give them glad tidings of a punishment. يوم يحمى عليها في نار جهنم, it will be burned in the fire. فتكوى بها جباههم وجنوبهم وظهورهم, they will be branded, they will be burned by this gold and silver in their face, in their side, and in their backs. هذا ما كنزتم لأنفسكم فذوقوا ما كنتم تكنزون. This is what you hoard for yourself, so taste what you are hoarding. As I said, it is not those who are saving the money for a good cause or for their children and all that. This is no problem. As long as you are giving the zakah, you are giving sadaqah here and there for the good causes, and you are earning from halal, you are spending in halal, you are being kind. Saving money is not the haram part, is not the wrong part. Saving it out of miserliness and not spending while you're supposed to, that is the bad part. Do what you're supposed to do and do extra, then save, no problem. Okay, no problem. You don't have to spend all of it. The Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he's one of the maternal uncles from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he's relative to his mother. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, one of the thing giving that tithing of Jannah. He became very, very sick in the Hijrah time. I mean, in the Fath Makkah time, and he thought that he will die. He thought that he will die. So he said, Ya Rasulullah, I think I'm dying, and I only have one daughter. One daughter. Mine. Do I give all my money fi sabilillah? He said no. I give 2/3 of my money fi sabilillah? Rasulullah said no. Do I give half? He said no. He said I give 1/3? He said yeah, 1/3, and 1/3 is plenty. Wasiyah yani. He wants to write wasiyah that all my money after I die, if I die, goes to the cause of Allah. Rasulullah said no. You have one daughter, right? So you give 1/3, and 1/3 actually is plenty, the maximum. Yeah. Because some people think I have to write 1/3 in my will. That's the maximum you can go to. People think wasiyah means you give 1/3. No, you don't have. You can give 1/10. You can give 0.1%. You don't have to give 1/3. 1/3 is the max. Then Rasulullah said, لَأَن تَتْرُكَ وَرَثَتَكَ أَغْنِيَاءَ, to leave your inheritors, which is your daughter only, one rich and independent, خير من تتركهم عالة يتكففون الناس. It's better to leave them as a liability on the community, asking people. So saving is not a bad concept in itself. It's not considered being miser, right? So here Rasulullah ﷺ is advising the Sahabi in the opposite. He's telling actually save. He's telling him save. He's not telling him to spend. But in the other one he said spend. So you have to balance between the two. And I don't want people to take that hadith alone or take this hadith alone. Said Rasulullah spend. Abu Bakr gave all his money. Umar gave all half his money. Uthman did this. That's great. That shows you how far you can go, right? And this one here shows you how far you can save. So you are in between. You are fine, okay? But don't go to this extreme while you don't have any money. You said, okay, I'll give all my money, and then the kids don't have dinner at home. What's this? Actually, Rasulullah ﷺ said punishment will be for the one who ضيع أهله وأولاده. He wasted his family and his children. He will be punished. So don't make this like people. Okay, I'll go da'wah fi sabilillah, but your wife doesn't have any income and your children don't have income. They will go ask people because you are doing da'wah fi sabilillah. لا. يعني Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, those who are making jihad fi sabilillah, when he is passing and he find a woman singing, song, and he's saying I miss my husband and all these kind of things. Then he got scared and he goes and asks his daughter Hafsa al-Mu'mineen. He said, how long a wife can survive without her husband? She said, about 4 months. He made order that anybody on the jihad, he cannot stay more than 4 months. But you see the balance here. So nobody can say, oh, I am doing the best thing of the religion. The highest part of the religion is the jihad. But his wife also has a right upon him to go and give her love and warmth and be there. That itself shows you the balance. Okay? So taking care of the family is balanced with spending everything you have for the cause of Allah. So you cannot spend everything you have without knowing that you can work and bring more. And those who spend more, living in a system. Alright. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, he did not die. He became actually healthy. And then he had how many? I think 20 or 30 children. After that. Yeah, and he lived a really long life and he became a very rich person. Subhanallah. And from one daughter he had many children. He was from, yeah, he had that. So the point is, bukhl is the one who hoards the money without giving Allah his right, without taking care of the people around. Those are the ones who will be punished in Yawm al-Qiyamah. وَلِلَّهِ مِيرَاثُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. For Allah is the inheritance of heavens and earth. Everything comes to Allah at the end of the day. لقد سمع الله قول الذين قالوا إن الله فقير ونحن أغنياء سنكتب ما قالوا وقتلهم الأنبياء بغير حق ونقول ذوقوا عذاب الحريق ذلك بما قدمت أيديكم وأن الله ليس بظلام للعبيد. Abdullah ibn Abbas saying that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu one time passing by the place where the people of the book, the Yahud of Medina, they were sitting and studying with someone of them. He addressed Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu and he said, Ya Abu Bakr, by Allah, the one you make oath with, by Allah, we don't need Allah, He needs us. Right? We are the chosen ones, right? And He needs us. Without us, He cannot be God. Something like that. Yeah, we don't. ما بنا إلى الله من حاجة. يعني we don't. ما بنا إلى الله من فقر وإنه إلينا لفقير. ولو كان غنيا عنا ما استقرض منا كما يزعم صاحبكم. يعني Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam reciting the ayat, who can give Allah qard, loan. He said if Allah is rich, He would not ask us for a loan. This is kind of narrow-mindedness. And He needs us. Without us, He would not. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr became very, very mad, and he slapped him on the face. Slapped this guy. So this man went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, look what your friend did. He did not say what I told him. Right? Yeah, ضربني وبكى وسبقني بشك. يعني he caused it, insulted the religion of Abu Bakr, and then Abu Bakr slapped him. He said, see, look what your friend did. Then he asked Abu Bakr, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Abu Bakr, ما حملك على ما صنعت? Why you did this? He said, Ya Rasulullah, he said a huge word. He is claiming that Allah is faqir, Allah is poor and needy, and He does not, and they are not in need for Him. So the man lied. He said, no, he is lying. Jahad. He said, I didn't say that. Then Allah revealed this ayah. Allah revealed this ayah. Yeah. There are other narrations, but yeah, it's within that meaning. So after this battle of Uhud and how the munafiqeen are and how all of this, it shows us the other side. So you have the believers, they repented to Allah after they make mistake and all that, their faith is still strong. You have the hypocrite who left them in the beginning and who blamed them after, you see. And then you have now the other side of the disbelievers. You see how the Quran is moving here? First talking about the believer, and if they die they are shuhada. If they live, they made mistake but they became strong, Allah give them victory. Allah repented and forgive those who ran away and all of that. That's the believers, right? Allah talked about the hypocrites. They did not join the believers in the beginning, and when the believers lost, they said, you should have listened to us and all of that. Now we're going to talk about the disbelievers. Allah Azza wa Jalla is showing us the three different levels. Like Surah Al-Baqarah starts, Muttaqeen first, then Kafirin second, then Munafiqeen third. Here Mu'mineen, Munafiqeen second, Mu'mineen first, Munafiqeen second, then Mushrikeen third. سنكتب ما قالوا. We are going to write what they did. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, لقد سمع Allah. Allah heard those who said Allah is faqir and we are rich. We are going to write what they say. سنكتب ما قالوا وقتلهم الأنبياء بغير حق. يعني and they're killing two prophets without any right. ونقول ذوقوا عذاب الحريق. ونقول ذوقوا عذاب الحريق. We are going to make them taste the punishment, burning, the burning torment, the torment of burning, or ذوقوا عذاب الحريق. ذلك بما قدمت أيديكم. That's what your hands acquired. So don't think that you are punished without something that you didn't do or you are innocent. No, you did this. You said Allah. You are opposing Allah. ذوقوا عذاب الحريق. وأن الله ليس بظلام للعبيد. وأن الله ليس بظلام. Now, Allah Azza wa Jal, this is a very fine point here. Allah is talking to the Jews of Medina, right? Telling that they said Allah is faqir. Yeah, that statement was not of the followers of Musa alayhi salam at Musa's time. This is the statement of the followers, the Yahud, the Jews, at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes? But there is no other prophets that they killed. But those who killed their ancestors. So there are two things here. Their ancestors did not make that statement, and they did not kill prophets. But Allah attributed both for those who were around Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so who killed is their grandparents. Why Allah is saying that we will write what they said? Yeah, they said Allah is poor. Their ancestors did not say Allah is poor. Their ancestors killed prophets. They did not kill prophet. But when Allah talked about both for them. He said, we are going to write what you said and you killing prophets. Right? And Allah Azza wa Jalla said in Surah Al-Baqarah, فَلِمَا قَتَلْتُمُوهُمْ, why you killed them? Why Allah say that? Because approving of a crime is a crime. Not denying a crime is a crime. Well, you are able to. Yes? So that's why you say, alright, if your ancestors killed someone, come and apologize. Otherwise you are agreeing. You are agreeing. That's why I say these Red Indians have to be honored every single year. And you have to say, we apologize, we killed your ancestors, we came here, we took all your land, please forgive us and tell us what to do. Come to the White House or Congress, or have some quota in the government or something like that. But it's not going to happen anyways. Well, but if you said, oh, it was horrible, say that. So it was horrible, my grandparents did a mistake by enslaving people, by killing them, by throwing them in the ocean, by taking the land that does not belong to them. We made a mistake. Let's fix it now, and let's not pay for the mistakes of the elders, right? But we will try to make up for that. Listen from here. Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, you killed the prophets. Oh, we didn't kill the prophets, but your grandparents did. Well, grandparents did, yeah, but we didn't. But you are approving of it. You are not rejecting it. You are not saying it was a crime. That's why we, even as Muslims, if there was an unfair war and Muslims did or killed someone or invaded the country or something, you have to come out and say that was wrong. That was wrong. That was not in the name of Islam. Have the guts to say it. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. He said, we did this, and we are going to stand up to our mistake, and we are going to take full responsibility. Okay. Everybody should do the same. In World War I, the Crusades, Muslim, Jew, Christian, everybody who's doing anything in the name of Islam or the name of a religion, which is not, they should come out and say, we don't approve of this. This part of the history is dark.
Let's start clean.
Yes, this part of the history is dark. The problem is that everybody doesn't want to stand up to that because there's politics, there's agenda, there's things.
There's fine.
There's money involved.
Yes. So we got the money.
Yeah. وَقَتْلِهِمُ الْأَنْبِيَاءَ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ نَقُولُ ذُوقُوا. Allah Azza wa Jal is never ظلام. He does not transgress subhanahu wa ta'ala his slaves or his servants. The Anbiya of Bani Israel, they were in hundreds, by the way. There were many, like scholars in our time now, and they used to kill them. Some narration said that they killed 100 prophets in one day. They just hunting them, like a prophet hunt, like they say witch hunt now, like a prophet hunt, because they are bad, immoral society, and anybody who's inviting them to good, they need to finish. And this is a tradition. This is the nature. When you find 10, 15 people, they have the power and everything, and the one person make them feel guilty, they don't want them to survive. Yeah. We'll stop here, inshallah. Yeah. Allahu Akbar. What the next two ayahs until 184 is emphasizing on same thing. Let's stop there, inshallah, on 184. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, those people killed the prophets. الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَهِدَ إِلَيْنَا. Allah promised us that not to believe in any messenger until Qurban comes. Qurban means we will have a sacrifice that Allah Azza wa Jalla will send the fire from the heaven and it takes it. That means this is the messenger of God. This was a sign of acceptance at Bani Israel. Whenever they do something, they bring like Qurban, like something, and then a fire comes from heaven. That means the dalil or the proof that they are okay. So they came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these scholars, and they told him, Allah told us in the Torah that if you want us to believe in you, then you have to make a Qurban and the fire comes from heaven and takes it, right? But this was not true. This was not true. The true is, if you make jihad or fight, then you put whatever you gained and the fire will come from heaven to prove your sincerity, not to prove the Prophet's credibility. You see? So the Qurban ta'kuluhu an-nar is to prove your sincerity, not Prophet's credibility. Now, Prophet's credibility is to tell you, if a fire comes, you're good, right? So Allah Azza wa Jal is saying that actually all of this did not make them believe. Okay, your ancestors also had that, but still did not believe. And you saw it, but you did not believe. So what's the point of me doing it? Right? قُلْ قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رُسُلٌ مِّن قَبْلِ. Many prophets, messengers before, بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ, they came with the proofs. وَبِالَّذِي قُلْتُمْ, and it was what you said. فَلِمَ قَتَلْتُمُوهُمْ, why you killed them? So he said, you killed them. You understood now why he said you killed them? Means you are approving of them. إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ, if you are truthful. فَإِن كَذَّبُوكَ, they will deny. Of course they will deny. كَذَّبُوكَ, if you say no, you are not. فَقَدْ كُذِّبَ رُسُلٌ مِّن قَبْلِكَ, many messengers before you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't worry, you are not the first one. They are like that. It's not your problem, it is their problem. جاءوا بالبينات, they brought proofs and signs and all of these amazing things. والزبر, the written books. والكتاب المنير, and all this suhuf from Allah Azza wa Jal, but they still disbelieved in them. Right. So inshallah we'll stop here, and the next time we start from about the verse 185, which talks about death, and that nobody can run away from death, and who is a true winner after death, and how the test will come to everybody, inshallah. صلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.